welcome to The Abstract, presented to you by the Western Student Research Conference. We have our lovely logistics team here with us today. Now, before we get started on the interview, I'm just going to ask you to please click the subscribe button and the notification bell just so you don't miss any episode that we upload. Also, if you scroll down to the description below, you can find our presenter application. And so make sure to get those applications in on time because you do not want to miss this opportunity to showcase your research. My name is Janica, and I'm the creative lead for The Abstract.
My name is Ashita. I'm one of the co-chairs of WSRC.
And I'm Lev. I'm the other co-chair.
All right, perfect. My name's Fuad, and I'm VP Internal, so I'm responsible for research and logistics.
My name is Otonio. I'm under Fuad's supervision in the logistics team.
Perfect. So our first question is, why did you join the WSRC?
I joined back in second year, so this is probably like 3 or 4 years from like pretty much today. And I pretty much saw a post, I believe on Must-Knows, and it was like, if you want to join our conference team, apply. And I had previous experiences running conferences, so I'm like, sure, yeah, I'll give it a try. So I was originally on the research team, and it was a great time. At first, it seemed a bit intimidating because everybody seemed to know each other or they were older students. But as the time went on, I got more familiar with them. All of them were great people, and eventually started making my way up. I think the next year after, I became like VP Internal. So that's when I was in charge of research and logistics, and we had a great conference again, met a lot of great people. And then last year took sort of a step back because school was getting a lot more busier. So I was just part of the research team. And then, this year I just pretty much saw the posting again about we're accepting people to apply. And that's when I decided to apply. I don't remember which positions, but I was pretty happy when I was told that I was going to be VP Internal for this year. So I think the major reason why I applied is just, I think making those connections are always meaningful. Like, it's great to have a great conference going, but I guess the experiences and the people you make go beyond the conference. So that's always why I really like to join the team and be a part of all the planning and running.
That's when Selena and Matt were co-chairs, right? When you were VP? When
I was VP, correct. That was the year, yeah.
That was my first year as VP Finance. I remember that.
Correct, yeah. That was
so fun. Yeah. Great times.
Yeah.
No, that was my first year on the team, and I just remember because I became friends with Mihai because we used to walk the same way home, so we just started talking. But I remember he would be talking and you'd be talking, and I just wouldn't know what you guys were talking about because I would just come to the meetings to support the marketing side. You guys seemed so into it, even Lev. That's why I assumed Lev was also older, because you three would just be the ones talking and taking over. So I was like, okay, these guys are definitely upper years. I'm in second year. I'm just gonna observe. Yeah.
Little did you know, I don't know anything.
But like me, Otonia, this is your first year.
Yeah, most definitely, yeah. And it was actually so funny the way that I joined the conference. It was through a classmate of mine. He was having his undergrad research project presented at the conference, and that was in 2019, the year that it got canceled. But I was like, wow, it must be pretty nice to be part of that conference of students presenting their research projects and stuff, because I had a research project going on in my second year, and I was like, you know what? Because I'm just graduating, and I actually want to be part of a club-ish kind of environment. I saw the posts for the positions on Instagram, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a shot. And so far, it's been great, as Fuad said. Not only the responsibilities that come along with being a member, but also the people that you meet. It's what makes it worth it.
That's wonderful to hear that you both have good reason to join and stay with WSRC. But branching off of that, what has been your favorite moment or memory with WSRC so far? I know Fuad has a lot more to kind of pull from his memories, but Otonia, anything from this year?
Definitely with the activities that we had online, the Among Us playing, just the first general meetings, the meetings on Sundays, actually, they're quite fun as well. So yeah, I can't really pinpoint a specific day, but I want to say like the Among Us night and my first general Sunday meeting was pretty fun.
Lev kept on calling me the imposter the entire time.
Because you were. I was well. Actually, funny story about that. I always now that time we played Among Us, I've been hooked on that game forever. And a good friend of mine, we play like we don't play like every day, but we play very common like pretty consistently. And this guy always every single time he would get like he would not be imposter for one time, and then he'd get imposter like 5 times in a row. and then like maybe and then like break off again and then 3 times in a row and then again 3 times in a row. So that's probably why it's just if somebody's just imposter constantly, then just before the game starts I'm like, it's Janica, it's Ishida.
Wow.
I did Ishida the very first game we played. Ishida was imposter. I didn't know that, and I'm like, Ishida's imposter. I have a second sense for it. That's all it is.
And to be honest, like if I follow the same frame of thought as someone as Lev, like I'll just be influencing everybody that whoever is Lev's accusing is the imposter. Like I'll be doing that.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, it's a strategy that works. So yeah.
So that was a big moment for Antoniel. How about you, Vlad?
Yeah, my pretty much same answer. I think the Among Us night was really nice because you got to, because again, like I say, it's all about the connections and experiences you make with other people. So the Among Us night was fun, mainly because like, you were going around and I was trying to like pair up with somebody and people would always get a bit skeptical, but it was so funny because me and Lev never got imposter that entire night. We played maybe like so many matches and neither of us got it. So it was pretty funny seeing how like people kept getting the imposter and me and Lev pretty much never got it. So I think, just those experiences are, it reminds me a lot of previous conference teams where, again, you would meet up every Sunday and just talk sometimes about school, social stuff. Because that's pretty much those experiences you take beyond the conference day.
Well, Fuad, give us a memory that you can think of like pre-COVID, because you've been here a while. Yeah,
absolutely. So one conference, I think this was the one with Matt and Selena running it. So you guys were pretty much on it. Me and I think it was a person named Ray, super nice guy. We pretty much took the London bus, like somewhere near downtown, to get these big balloons, the WSRC balloons.
Yeah.
If you look in previous photos, you'll see these balloons are like huge. And pretty much what we did was that we pretty much took the bus down, we got these balloons, and then we took the balloons on the bus. We first stopped at McDonald's because we were both hungry, we ate, and then afterwards we went on the bus back. But it was so funny because we had like the balloons on the bus and, you're afraid they might pop. You're afraid like, they might actually go up in the sky or something because these are big balloons. So, I think the journey in total took like 3 hours, but it didn't feel like 3 hours because we were, just talking about school and stuff. And, yeah, it was just a great experience. Just, it's like how many people can say they rode on a bus with 4 giant balloons. So I think that's definitely memorable. I remember that one a lot.
Who insisted on the balloons? I think it was Selena. It's got to be like Selena. It was everybody was like, because the first year they were there too. I remember that. I remember that.
Absolutely, yeah. Every year they're pretty much there. So it's I guess they want to continue the tradition, and I didn't want Ray to go by himself, so I'm like, oh yeah, I'll go down. We'll see how things go, and then but at the end of the day, the balloons are always great fun, and every time we look back at like the conference photos, everybody's always taking photos with the balloons, presenters, execs. So that's why I was really happy to bring in the balloons.
Are we gonna have balloons online? What?
oh yeah, online virtual balloons. I don't know. We'll see.
We send everybody like a mini WSRC balloon.
Literally, yeah. See if we can have something where like their background can have like those WSRC balloons while they're presenting. I don't know. That's something we'll have to see if we can do that. That'd be pretty interesting.
Branching off of what we've just been talking about, Fuad, knowing that you've acted as VP internal in the past when the conference was in person, logistics definitely looks different now that we've converted to an online conference. Would you mind telling us how the conferences differ between an in-person versus an online? setting?
Absolutely, that's a great question. So our in-person conference would usually take place inside of a building on campus. You would have like an atrium where people can walk around and look at different posters, while also having a stage where they can listen in on these oral or flash talk presentations. And usually we have judges who are graduate students who walk around and, mark everybody's presentation. Generally, they are graduate students, and pretty much at the end of the day, we tally up the scores, announce our top presenters, and give them a small prize. And yeah, usually during lunches, we would have food catered to us. And yeah, we always had time for people to network, talk around. So it was pretty great in that aspect. In terms of this year, everything's going to remain the same, only will be virtual. So people can still, I guess, go from room to room or tune into different presenters listening. It would only be through an online platform, and we'll go more into what that platform might look like later on. But in terms of just the basic stuff, it will still be, you have your opening, closing ceremonies, you still have your presentations going on, you'll still also have your networking sessions go on, and we're even thinking of having a session for high school students. So that way we're incorporating even more people. And I think I think it's a great thing. And also one of the pros of being a virtual conference is that, you can accept students from farther because they don't need to travel down to London. So I believe we've already had one person apply from the University of Manitoba, which I don't think that happened before. So, we're very excited to extend our, our audience. So that's something we're very excited for.
So logistics looks a little bit different now, with pandemic. How are you, how are you dealing with the changes of planning an online conference from the logistics side of it?
So pretty much logistics wise, rather than looking for like a venue on campus, we now have to look for an online platform. We don't need to worry about, catering food to people, which I guess is great because you always have to worry about people with allergies, and you want to make sure that, the price of their ticket that they're paying is worth, the food that they're receiving and the presentation quality. But because our conference is free and we can't really cater food, it's nice that we don't need to worry about that. So yeah, that's sort of how it changed logistically wise. We also don't need to worry as much as getting, the audio equipment set up on like a physical stage, now that we just need to rely on a virtual platform. With that being said, we still need to test out the virtual platform, make sure people can share their screens, present. And, Otonil, if you want to talk about like Hopin and, some of its features that will happen on conference day, that'd be perfect.
Oh yeah, sure. We have just been working on selecting what type of platform we wanted to have for this year, and the logistics team has been working really hard to get something that fits all of our needs. So right now we're looking at Hopin. So it's a pretty, I don't want to say that's popular because I don't know much about like the use of online platforms, but it's a well-known platform that hosts online events for any type or any size. It's a very good platform that allows also like the engagement with your attendees as well, and even gives us a little bit of an additional feature if we want to analyze the data of the event, how many people attended, what specific time, and all of that sort of information. And like in addition, we can even sell tickets if we wanted to like reach a break-even point, working in parallel with finance. So it's just a very useful platform, I'd say. And yeah, like just going on their webpage as well, they've worked with companies that of high caliber, such as Adobe, Dell, Fortune. So knowing that this platform has a little bit of credibility makes us confident that we're gonna use the right one.
What a free ad read for Hopin right there. You're welcome.
Wow.
I hope somebody from Hopin is listening to this because
I might as well just be a sales associate.
Yeah, you need to start getting compensated for all these words.
No, it's just that like in the process of looking for different platforms, me and Fuad, we really go deep into like what platform offers. So I gotta know my stuff.
That's great.
Perfect. So at the conference, we do have many things planned and a lot of fun things, as you heard. But even though like we can't have food because it is online, we do have a lot of great things planned. So why don't you tell us a bit more about the schedule and how the conference will be run in March?
Perfect, absolutely. Pretty much what our schedule is looking like is that at the beginning we'll have an opening ceremony. Later on we'll have our poster presentations, which is very exciting. People can always walk around through different presentations and ask questions, engage. Something else we also have later on is a networking session, and with Hopin we can either have like one-on-one networking, or we can have a session where we can have people talking together as a group. In addition, we're also going to have like a high school event, and they were talking about it the other day about having maybe like a Kahoot, or bring in some speaker, just someone that can really get the crowd excited about research and really the future and interdisciplinary aspects of research. So that will be exciting. And then the next day we have our panelists who will be talking about their field of research and their future research. And right now it's looking like we're going to have people from different disciplines. So we have kinesiology, regenerative medicine, climate change, and epidemiology. So we're really excited for that. These are 4 amazing speakers we're going to bring in for the panel session. After that, we have our oral presentations and our flash talk presentations. And it's a great opportunity again for people to ask questions, look into the research. And then we'll have a little break networking session. Again, we might do polls, Kahoot, whatever the team can come up with. And then finally we'll have our closing ceremonies where we'll thank everybody for coming out. And again, it's really going to be what I noticed from a lot of these conferences is that like presenting is one thing, but it's the people you meet there. And I always see people talking to each other, people who just met for the first time, engaging in research. So it's really a great opportunity. Like I said, I think even though the conference is 1 to 2 days, it's the memories and the connections you make that last way longer than those 1 to 2 days. So that's always why I like, this conference. I think it really gets people excited, and we're really excited to deliver it through a virtual format.
I guess we talked about what everyone else can look forward to, but what are both of you looking forward to?
To be honest, it's just like the multidisciplinary aspect of the conference. That's what I'm really like excited about. Just being able to participate in different conferences. Just the last semester kind of gave me a perspective of what organizing like a whole conference is. So I'm kind of like excited of like having different people from different departments, from different fields, kind of just like bringing all this useful information together. I'm definitely excited about it, but also scared because it's my first time, and it's a little bit of like mixed feelings, I would say.
It's okay.
Yeah, I think you're gonna do fine. I don't think you need to worry.
I hope.
Yeah, no worries. Like always with the conferences, like everybody's willing to help out each other. It's never really blaming, but rather how can we help fix this problem as a team? So it will never be like the blame's all placed on one person. That's never happened, no. For me, I think it would be our panelist session. It's the first time we're moving from like, in my experience, from just like one keynote speaker to an entire, 4 panelists who are going to talk about their fields and research, because I think that's a great thing because a lot of times students have research and different interests. So I think that's amazing. And I know one of our panelists is like team doctor for Team Canada during the Olympics, I believe. So, that's going to be amazing to hear his experiences. And, again, you always see the Olympics on TV. So to have somebody there who's in charge of the athletes' health, I think that would be amazing to hear his experiences and how things go. So I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think we have a very diverse range of speakers that are going to speak at the conference. All the speakers are amazing, and I'm super excited to hear them.
For me, I think in general, even when the conference was in person, it's just exhilarating seeing it just unfold, because the days leading up to it, you're like setting up all the poster boards and the tables and the chairs. Same thing here. It's just we're kind of prolonging it, right? Looking at like all the platforms, and once we start doing like kind of the earlier stages of preparing for it and organizing the rooms. I think once we put it all together, it's going to be like magic, and I can't wait for that. Just because we're adding so many new things, like the high school program, but the panelists. I'm excited to see all the research that people are going to present at the flash talks or the post presentations or the oral presentation. It's all exciting. It's all new, and that's kind of what I like. Every year, it's something different. It's not like you're going to see the same thing over and over again. And just being at 2 days, so 2 days of WSRC, like who would have thought?
I just always like the process of going from, starting at the start of the year and then like working the entire time, and then for it to just all come together for that one day. Maybe probably like the biggest thing that we're doing this year is just the fact that it's 2 days. I'm pretty excited about that. So I'm just going to bore sheet his answer there. Maybe another thing I guess I could kind of say, we're probably going to get a lot more people applying from outside of Western. Yeah, a lot of things that I'm excited about, but I honestly, I can't really think of a specific thing.
Well, there you go. We talked a lot about the conference and how it will be run, as well as how we're gearing this conference to benefit everyone from different universities. Even if you're doing research from any part of the world, you can still apply. The applications will be in the description, and we encourage everyone to apply. I would like to thank Antoniel and Fuad for telling us about all the good stuff that's going on in logistics and internal, and we look forward to seeing everyone at the conference.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Thank you for having us. Yes.
Yeah. Thanks for coming, guys.